You think you know the story. A maze of endless walls, a monster waiting in the center, and a hero with a sword and a thread stepping inside to kill it. The Labyrinth. The tale of Theseus and the Minotaur. But what if I told you the Labyrinth is older than Greece, older than the palaces of Crete, even older than written history? Because buried inside this myth is not just a prison and a monster. It is one of the oldest spiritual maps humanity ever created. Let's begin with the version you think you know. On the island of Crete, King Minos ruled. He was given a sacred bull by Poseidon, a gift meant for sacrifice. But Minos refused, keeping the bull for himself. The gods punished him. His queen fell in love with the bull, and from this union came a monstrous child, the Minotaur. Ashamed, Minos commanded the genius craftsman Daedalus to build a prison. Not just any prison, but a maze so cunning that no one who entered could ever escape. This was the Labyrinth. Each year, Athens was forced to send 7 boys and 7 girls as tribute. They were thrown into the maze to be devoured by the Minotaur. Until one day, Theseus, Prince of Athens, volunteered. With the help of Ariadne, Minos' daughter, he entered the maze with a sword in hand. She gave him a red thread so he could trace his path back. He fought the Minotaur. He killed it. He followed the thread out. The monster was dead. The people were free. Athens rejoiced, or so the story goes. But what if the Labyrinth was never really about Crete at all? What if it was about us? Long before the Greeks told this story, the pattern of the Labyrinth already existed. Carved into rock in Spain and Sardinia, scratched into clay tablets in India, formed out of stones in Scandinavia, painted on pottery among native tribes of North America. Everywhere, the same spiraling pattern, winding inward, looping again and again, until the center. Some of these labyrinths date back over 4,000 years, older than the pyramids, older than Stonehenge. But here's the strange part. Most of these labyrinths were not prisons. They were sacred. In India, labyrinths were drawn at thresholds to protect homes from evil. In Scandinavia, fishermen walked them before going to sea, believing the spirals would trap storms and demons. Among Native Americans, the labyrinth was a map of life, a journey each soul must walk. In Crete itself, the labyrinth appears on coins, temples, and shrines. Not as a cage, but as a holy symbol. It was never just a building. It was a ritual, a path of transformation, a journey you could not skip. And so we must ask, was the Minotaur ever real, or was it always a symbol? Every hero's story hides a darker truth. The monster is never only outside. It lives inside us. The Minotaur, half man and half bull, was more than a beast. It was human hunger, human rage, human shame, hidden away in the dark. Athens fed the labyrinth with its children, not just in myth, but in reality. Societies always sacrificed the young to the shadows they refused to face. War, greed, silence. And Theseus? He was not just a slayer. He was the one willing to walk into the darkness everyone else denied. But he did not win with a sword alone. He survived because of the thread. Ariadne's red thread is the forgotten key. Because when we face our own maze, our trauma, our grief, our shadow, we need a thread to guide us back. For some, it is love. For others, faith. For others still, wisdom carried through generations. Without it, we are lost, consumed by the beast at our center. And maybe that was the point all along. The monster is not a curse of the gods. It is a mirror of us. So what is the labyrinth? It is not stone. It is not ruins. It is not buried under Crete. The labyrinth is the mind, the soul, the endless turning corridors of fear, doubt, and memory. The Minotaur is not waiting in Greece. It is waiting in you. And the red thread is not a ball of wool. It is the only thing that can keep you whole when you step into the dark. Love, presence, truth. For thousands of years, people have walked labyrinths in temples, cathedrals, and sacred groves, not to escape, not to win, but to descend, face the shadow, and return changed. This is the secret. The labyrinth was never built to hold a monster. It was built to hold us, to draw us inward, to force us to face what waits in the center. And here is the twist. The thread does not lead you out. It leads you deeper, until you realize that the Minotaur was never the enemy. It was always you. And the center of the maze is not death. It is rebirth.